Goals. What are goals? Goals are the silent reflection we make in our lives. It's when we sit and ask ourselves what we want to better in our lives. Goals are part of moving forward, it's part of change, the good kind. It's like listening to our hearts and trusting that what we want, we can get. I always pictured myself with a small cosy house, a rusty car, and £1 million in my bank to go anywhere, anytime I wanted, and to do anything I wanted. That's always been my goal. The beauty of life is, although it throws hard lessons and curveballs, it also has the ability to make greater the images we had in our heads in the first place. It can give us a life more fulfilling than we could ever have imagined. The first step is just believing that it can. The key is believing that no matter where you are in life, it can and always can get better. We owe it to ourselves to trust that. The biggest goal that I have for myself is to enjoy being present in my life for the first time in I don't know how long. And I think I owe it to my children to make that the forefront of 2018, to just be with them entirely. I spent a lot of time last year not being able to feel present in my little girls' lives. I was carrying fear, I was carrying guilt, I wasn't well. But here I am in a new year, feeling far more confident than I ever have. I have managed to face a lot of the fears that were holding me back, and I'm ready to move forward, and I'm ready to make the most of this newfound freedom that I have got that I didn't even know was taken.
Be your favourite.
So this particular Christmas we were on the mindset of me and the girls spending our first Christmas up in Scotland with all the grandparents and the cousins and the aunties, and just being away from Daddy. Last minute we had a change of hearts when we hung up our stockings that said Mummy and Daddy and Molly and Emily. I could not take the girls away from their daddy when I knew that you could see them on Christmas morning, even though he was meant to be away from the afternoon onwards until Boxing night. Through what's been a frustrating time for Jamie in the last couple of months with injuries, we got some good news though, which meant that he was going to be spending a lot more time at home and not travelling with the team, so we got him all to ourselves. Look how happy he is. We didn't do any majorly fancy things at Christmas time. We took the kids to a lot of garden centres, we made gingerbread houses. Emily ate a lot of the gingerbread houses. We just took a lot of time, which was lovely. Time we didn't expect, to just basically be a family and enjoy each other. Since we had the kids, I've always been of the mindset that the build up to Christmas is actually far better than Christmas Day. Maybe that's more so on my mind because Jamie is usually, in fact I think he's always been away on Christmas Day for at least a couple of hours. We don't see it as a negative when Jamie has to go and travel over Christmas Day or Boxing Day or New Year, because Christmas is pretty much an extension for us over November and December. So we just count it as being lucky that we get to have that kind of time together. And our family come and visit when they can in between that period of time, and we try and go up to Scotland. So we still get all the Christmas feels, we just get it for longer. And I don't think I'm the only mother or father to go through this sort of situation to get a nice Christmas photo for the cards that we didn't get printed or sent out. But it was still fun. Kind of.
Right. We're going to dance for Grantine, right? Now what to do?
A few of my other goals this year are probably more relatable to a lot of you. I am grudgingly giving myself a strict online shopping budget per month. I have a problem. A big problem. I think it stems from when you have a very, 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 very long day with the kids and you can't sleep at night and you look at all these lovely clothes and sparkly things, and then there's just this option to have a delivery the next day. And you're like, hell yes, that would be lovely. But it needs to stop. This was the day that we decided to go to our local nativity, and we were a little short in ideas for costumes. Molly decided to be Mary and Emily was a sheep wearing, I think it was a 6 to 12 month bodysuit. As you can see, my face painting techniques are not quite on point yet. I probably should have left the eyeliner out. Sorry, Emily. Christmas Eve we put out milk for Santa, we did some sparkly porridge making stuff for the reindeers. That was fun to clean up. We stuck a key in the door for Santa in case he got stuck in the chimney, and we just had a really nice relaxing wee night. And then we infected Gran with the norovirus. So she was actually probably puking right now. Right about now.
She got some earlier.
Is she still sleeping?
I think she is.
Are you excited to tell her how it's been?
Uh-huh.
What are you going to say to her? Why don't you go and check your bedroom? Just to see if he's got you something there.
Molly was desperate to wake her little sister up. This must have been about 7 o'clock in the morning. She was ridiculously excited. So we let her open her stocking up before her sister woke, and then the both of them went downstairs to see what Santa had brought.
Santa's been a boy in my bedroom.
Coming downstairs, Molly was so excited with Santa's footprints, and he'd also cuddled Ronnie, so Ronnie had snow all over her tummy. Both the kids ran towards the Blaze racing track, the Animal Island one, and there was another kind. It took probably about 5 minutes to veer them away from this to show them the rest of the presents that Santa had brought. Grantine picked herself up and brushed herself off to enjoy the day's festivities without much food or drink, bless her soul. After this, Dad left for training and Gran went to bed, so I prepared Christmas dinner on my own with a 1 and a 3-year-old, which was, shall we say, interesting. But I pulled it off. And as fate had it, because Jamie was injured, I probably would have faced Christmas night on my own and didn't have to. And we cuddled up on the sofa and we watched a movie together, and Gran lay in bed with a hot water bottle and a glass of water. So back to 2018 goals. Health and fitness wise, I've chosen to do things a little differently this year. Some of you will have watched our previous episode and noticed that Molly has started horse riding. This is something that I've always dreamed about as a kid, so I have decided that I'm going to go and do it along with her. I've also got a very dusty yoga video that I'm not entirely sure where it is, but I have purchased a sports bra and I'm going to schedule in a few nights a week to get my stretch on. At the beginning of 2017, I had joined a community of women from Diary of a Fit Mum, and I stuck to a very strict regime on eating and exercising for 2 months, and it was the best I ever felt, and I would really like to get myself back to that mindset. I definitely didn't appreciate the impact that your eating habits and your exercise plans can have on your overall attitude to life in general. Without question, I was the most positive person I have ever been when I was actually giving myself the chance to eat properly and exercise properly, and basically just to give myself that time. Speaking of time, there is a few things in our everyday routines that I really want to change. I've wanted to change them for a while now, but it's funny how hard it can be to train your body to do something differently. Every morning when we wake up, I turn and I check my phone. It's the first thing that I do. Then I cuddle Molly, and then, because she's in the middle, I say good morning to my husband. I wait and he brings me up a cup of tea, and I can sit in bed with our kids until about 9 o'clock in the morning. I don't want to stare at a screen when I wake up anymore. I want to change that. I want to wake up 6 out of 7 days a week and get showered and dressed and ready for the day, even if that means getting straight back into my comfies and chill for the day. I just want to feel ready. I want to be at my best every day. My phone is a huge issue. I want to cuddle my daughter when I wake up. I want to kiss her daddy. I want to get Emily out of bed, and I don't want to look at a screen anymore. I know that the loneliness of our lifestyle has a massive part to play in why I'm on my phone so much, but I still need to cut back. I want to use my phone like I would a house phone and set it aside for the day once I've scheduled some time to myself, and then be fully present in these guys' lives. The phone needs to go. Lastly, for the first time since I've had the children, I've set myself some work goals. This was pretty scary for me because I'm giving myself time that's literally all about me. So far it has been very difficult. I seem to be riddled with guilt because I can hear the kids but I'm not playing with them, and it's going to take some time for me to change that mentality and adjust it to realise that it's okay to want to do something that doesn't involve the kids. It's okay to give myself that time to do something different. So amongst another few goals like decluttering the house and reading more books and getting some more photos with me in it, I also need to try and accept myself. I need to love myself more, and I should find the confidence knowing that I'll find success if I do love myself more. Just for being me, 100% totally me. I need to stop trying to fulfill the happiness of others and blinding myself from my own wants and needs. And I need to accept that not everyone is going to like me. And that is more than okay. I don't want to change myself on social media so that other people will like me. I just want to speak up, and I want to be able to say no. And that wonderful word was the reason that my life changed. It means more to me than I could ever have imagined. I said no to things that I didn't want to do anymore, and it led me to here. And I could not be any more grateful for the confidence and the courage that I found with the help of people who love me most. If I can inspire just one more person to make that shift in their confidence to believe that they can and do deserve to have a happy life, then this has all been worth it. There is a reason I had to walk the path I did to get where I'm standing today. Every moment it becomes clearer for me why that was and why that is. The regrets subside and the deeper understanding of life takes over. It's a ride I'd do over and over again just to feel these moments. It's worth it. It's all worth it.